What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this. I don't know what this is. Review conversation about this Shaunie O'Neal show. So I decided to check out this series of Shaunie O'Neal getting married to Keion Henderson. And I watched the first episode to see whether or not it was going to be worth my time. And it's not. It's not going to be worth my time at all. I was so bored. I was bored to tears. Shaunie O'Neal, why are you doing this to us? Why do you think we care about you getting married to Keion Henderson? Why did you think that'd be interesting? No one has told Shaunie O'Neal the truth about herself, and the truth is Shaunie O'Neal is boring as hell. She's a boring woman. She might be sweet, kind, intelligent, boss lady, businesswoman, entrepreneur, great mother, all of those things. It doesn't mean that she's reality TV material. Shaunie O'Neal is one of those people that she doesn't want to be very transparent, and she doesn't. Okay, she talked about Shaquille, not on the show, but in previous times in interviews or whatever. Of course, she talked about Shaquille O'Neal and the cheating and all of that. But this is like way after, right? This is way after she's been healed and her and Shaquille have moved on, went their separate ways and whatever. So once she was healed and the whole Shaquille O'Neal thing was under the bridge, that's when she decided to talk about it, right? But what I'm trying to say is, like, when she was on Basketball Wives, why she would be on camera, I have no idea, because she was never really involved with much of anything. She always kept her nose clean. She always made sure that she came out smelling like a rose. The drama, the mudslinging was always involved with the other women. And Shaunie O'Neal was, on her high horse, just looking down at the mess. And like I said, why she would make appearances on Basketball Wives is completely beyond me, because she didn't add anything to the show. In the beginning of Basketball Wives, I was really indifferent about Shaunie, and now I don't like her because of the fiasco that went down with OG. How her and Evelyn Lozado just made themselves look like complete clowns when it came to dealing with OG, the whole colorist situation, how they treated her. I just thought she was on the wrong side. And I understand that her and Evelyn are BFFs. So no matter how clownish Evelyn was going to be, she was going to take Evelyn's side. Evelyn, with all the colorist things that she said, damn near racist things that she said about OG, and Shaunie was still sticking by her side. So after that, I was done with Shaunie O'Neal. So I decided to give her show a chance to see if I was going to like it, just for the sake of liking it, not even for reviewing it or anything like that, just for the sake of seeing whether or not I would actually like the show and maybe start feeling a little bit different about Shaunie. But hell to the no. My feelings about Shaunie have not changed. They might have gotten worse, because in addition to me believing that she is a colorist, that she is dumb as hell for choosing Evelyn Lozado's side over OG's side, because even if Evelyn Lozado is your girl, you could have set her straight. You could have been like, you know what, you are so wrong for saying what you said to OG and about OG online, and making it seem like Chad Ochocinco could never be interested in a woman like that just because she's dark skinned and has these, very beautiful, strong African features. You were so wrong for how you treated her. But Shaunie didn't do none of that. She did not do any of that. She let Evelyn run amok, didn't check her, didn't confront her, nothing. Basically just co-signed with everything that Evelyn was saying and doing against OG. So this show did not make me feel any better about Shaunie. Shaunie is boring as hell. She was boring on Basketball Wives. I think the only interesting moment that she ever had was when she told Brandy that her services were no longer needed. I think that was and that itself was a stretch to call that interesting. But I think that's the most memorable moment that I've ever seen of Shaunie O'Neal. Like I said, she may be a great human being, a great mom, a great whatever outside the shows and behind the cameras, but she's not reality TV material. And even though this is supposed to be like a really happy occasion of her finding her true love and all this and that with Keion Henderson, it is a snooze fest. It took me 2 days, maybe 3, to watch one episode because I kept on being distracted. Okay, I kept on being distracted by my cats, by the paint drying on my wall. I was distracted as hell. So when I finally decided to buckle down and give this show a chance, I watched it all the way to the very end, and I'm just like, Shaunie, why? Why? Why, Shaunie? Why do you think this is remotely interesting? You got married to him. Congratulations. You know, we wish you all the best. We don't need to see all the minutia that went into this wedding. The most interesting thing, or what she thinks is interesting to us, is wondering whether or not her dress is going to arrive on time. Her wedding dress is going to arrive on time. So we're supposed to be like on the edges of our seat, praying to the heavens above that this dress shows up right in the nick of time for her wedding. I don't give a damn. She went to the wedding dress shop, the bridal shop, I guess, to find a backup dress. She tried on two dresses. She had two drastically different reactions to each dress, and the dresses were practically the same. She put on one dress. She thought it made her look really matronly, like it didn't show off her figure. I liked the first dress. I thought it was really, really cute. She didn't like it. I thought the first dress was the best choice. And she was like, oh, no, I don't think so. Then she tried on the second dress and she was like, ooh, I like this one. It really shows off my figure. It looked practically like the first dress. This is when Evelyn Lozado made her appearance. Evelyn Lozado and her clownish antics still could not save the day. I was still not interested. They made this big joke about, oh my gosh, Shaunie's marrying a pastor. What am I supposed to wear? What am I supposed to wear? I don't know what to wear. She's marrying a pastor. Should I wear something all the way up to my neck? I'm like, girl, shut up. So the most interesting thing about the first episode was definitely her son, Miles. I thought Miles was always kind of weird and kooky when we would see him on Basketball Wives, but he's the saving grace of this fiasco of a reality TV show. He is the saving grace of this. When she met up with Keion and her son Miles, talk about who's going to walk her down the aisle and whatever, which son was going to walk her down the aisle, because let's talk about this real quick. Her father passed away not too really soon. Her father had passed away right before, pretty recently, from when they were filming the show, like 2 months prior. And that was a really sad moment, rest in peace to him. And so she talked about how her mother is struggling with the death of her husband, because now she's facing life alone now without her husband. And so that was a sweet moment. That was a very touching moment. And so she was talking about going to go visit her mom, but her mom doesn't want to be on camera, whatever, we get it. So then her son comes. Well, her son was already there. She was talking to her son and to her husband, but her son was the most interesting thing about the damn show, because he's funny, he's quirky, he's so full of himself. He thinks that, he is the best thing since sliced bread. He's so full of himself, but he's interesting. Okay, he's interesting. He was making me laugh. So that was like the highlight of the show, was when her son made an appearance. So after that, at some moment, I didn't take any notes. I'm just going from memory. And like I said, it took me like 2.5 days to watch this. So I'm just going from memory. At some point, her and Keion, they're back in Houston, and they go to a candle shop because she wants to find gifts to give to her wedding guest. So she's going to give them candles. And I'm like, candles? Girl, Shaunie, you got Shaq money. You got money from your businesses. You got money from these reality TV shows. You're giving out candles at your... No, if I'm going to a Shaunieoneal wedding, I'm expecting little trinkets made of solid gold. I'm expecting maybe some lotto tickets, a whole bunch of them. I'm expecting, really nice gift bags. You're Shaunieoneal, the ex-wife of Shaquille. Come on, girl. You're going to be giving out candles. I don't understand this obsession with candles. I like candles. Candles smell good. I like shopping for candles. The one thing that I don't like is watching other people shopping for candles. It's not interesting. So she goes to this candle shop looking for candles, and they pick the most boring and the most basic. After they pick the candles themselves, the lady asks them, so what type of vessel do you want us to put the candles in? And so she had a variety to choose from, right? Her husband chooses something basic and black to put the candles in. And Shaunie was like, okay, we'll go with that. Why? Why are we going to go with something basic and black, Shaunie? Is it because that's what your husband wanted and you're like one of those women that does whatever their husband says and just follows her husband's lead? Why would you choose something basic and black and boring? Anyways, so at the candle shop, they tell this story of how they met. I don't know how they met, but when they did meet, they realized that they each had a tattoo of the number 11, and it was a coincidence, right? So the number 11 is very special to them. Oh, this is when the lady was asking them what did they want engraved on the vessels, and so they want something with the number 11 because they both have a tattoo of the number 11, and he proposed to her at 11:11 p.m. and they always call each other at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. to tell each other I love you. So the number 11 is really important to them, because they're trying to be like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now they are with the number 4. So they think that the number 11 is very significant. So I wonder if one of them had the number 11 tattoo, maybe the other one had the Roman numeral 2 and just played it off as number 11 to make it seem like fate brought them together. So what else interesting happened? That was the second interesting thing, is that, they both had this number 11 tattoo coincidentally. Before they even met, that, they each had a tattoo of the number 11. And I think that the show was over after that. I have no idea. I don't remember. But Shaunie, you're boring. You're boring. You're not reality TV material. You might have good ideas for reality television. You might be a great producer. You know how to pick the people to be casted on your shows. But girl, you're boring. And Shaunie has this way of talking. It's so monotone. There's no inflection in her voice at all. Her voice doesn't rise. It doesn't lower. It doesn't do anything. It just stays monotone. Keion talks extremely monotone as well. So you have these two people who really have nothing interesting to say, talking in this very monotone way of talking. And it's torture to watch them. It's absolute torture. Reality TV is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be dramatic. It's supposed to be interesting. It's supposed to be funny. And it is none of that. She's marrying a pastor. So there are certain boundaries that cannot be crossed. So that's what it's so limiting with this show, is because she's marrying a pastor. But when he's on stage, when they show clips of him preaching, he's a ball of fire. That's interesting to watch. But then when he's not on stage, he's just so monotone and so boring. Anywho, I don't know if it's a 3-part episode, so I don't think I'm going to be there for anything else. I think this is going to be my first and final review. I might check in maybe because, Jackie is supposed to show up at some point, so I might drop in when she makes an appearance. I don't know, but right now this is a snooze fest and just not interested. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Do appreciate it. On your way out, do not forget to rate the video if you like this content. Go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.